Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm steady tearing through topic suggestions, and starting to run short. So I figured this was as good a time as any for me to go back to the Children and Dogs Don't Mix and do part 2. And this time I know that the audio will be better, so I apologize for the first time. This lighting's not working for me. Ah, that's a little better. Yeah. So I've got some articles pulled up. We'll cover them. Uh, you know, these are always the rougher videos. They're not as funny. So I just posted a short about my first hate mail, my first hate video. So check that out if you're looking for something fun. It's quite funny. But into the serious stuff, this is the type of videos that aren't humorous, that you really can't put humor into. These are children that are being killed, and there's nothing fucking funny about that. In fact, this is half the reason that we're all on this crusade in the first place, So let's see. I'm going to try and do that thing again where I screw around with my camera for 20 minutes trying to make it work. Okay. 11-month-old Rosie May has a long road to recovery after she was bitten in the face by a dog on July 15th in Nakusp. Sarah Warren, Rosie May's mother, says the attack came out of nowhere. We were at the beach enjoying our weekly family picnic. She was being held at the time by her aunt. We asked to say hi to the dogs, and my auntie took her over, and she kneeled down to the 2 puppies, and there was a 3rd dog. While Rosie May was saying hi to the puppies, the other one lunged right at her. It just missed her nose and her eye. Her right cheek was almost severed right off. Warren says the dog was a Nova Scotia duck-tolling retriever, and the owner was known to the family. Rosie May was rushed to the hospital, where doctors and nurses immediately prepped her to be sent to another hospital, a general hospital. To date, she has undergone reconstructive surgery, plastic surgery, blood transfusion, and leech therapy to promote blood flow to the damaged tissue. Beautiful little baby, too. The surgery went as well as it could have. My baby is the biggest animal lover. She gets so excited, and she'll be spending her first day in the hospital. Warren says another surgery is expected in the coming days. It is swelling and things have reopened. It is up in the air. She may need a skin graft as well. They say a dog is under the care of dog control, and they're investigating the incident. The owner is wanting to keep it alive. And when we finally get to go home, we have to deal with the court and everything. They started a GoFundMe, and it's got over $10,000, so that's good. But I don't understand the mentality with the owners wanting to keep these things alive. If I was the owner of anything that reached out and killed something or attacked something and hurt someone like that, especially a child, the last thing I would be thinking about is wanting to keep the dog alive. I would be ready for the damn thing to get put to sleep. So let's move on to the next. Got from August 12th, 2021. I gave you the date on that one, I believe. This was the child that was killed by the Rottweiler. We already covered this case. I'll throw it in real quick since I was looking at 2021 cases. 19-month-old Ryan Foster was killed by a family Rottweiler used for security. His older brothers, 9 and 11, were not injured. On Wednesday, the child's father was arrested and charged with manslaughter, criminal negligent homicide, and acting in a manner injurious to a child after leaving his children unattended with the dog. Now the child's mother is speaking out. Yes, we know, computer, calm down. She said Ryan was her miracle baby. She thought she would never have children again. She explained because she had had a very complicated pregnancy. He'd picked the children up on Monday for a regular visitation. She was unaware of his plans to bring the children to his own parents' apartment where the Rottweiler is kept, and the boys' grandparents were out of the country at the time. He'd previously bitten her 11-year-old son in 2019. He literally has bite marks from that dog, and the marks are still there. He was bit on the leg by the same dog They describe him as a guard dog and not a dog meant to be around children. She called the father's actions the ultimate betrayal. When you know this dog is vicious and you let the kids there. It's careless. Poor woman. I feel for her pretty bad. So here, let's move on to the next, as we'd already covered that story. And I already covered the story of Jayden Henderson, but it was brief, so we'll go ahead and go over it real quick. This was created the 28th of April. It was updated as of July 17th, so the update: Board of Commissioners foiled the plans of the owners of two pit bulls that killed the 7-year-old girl, Joseph and Amanda White, who were currently suing the town to have their dangerous dogs returned to them. They had hoped to move over to Franklin County, and I know the audio on that video was bad, so that's part of why I don't mind repeating one or two of these stories here. They were trying to move over to another county, because then they would be allowed to go there with the dogs, and then they caught on to what they were doing, and they were like, well, we're not really thrilled about that. Any dog that kills or has killed a human being at the owner's expense immediately be taken to the custody of Franklin County Animal Services and housed for up to 30 days, and shall at this time be humanely destroyed. Nice. Nothing herein shall prevent, said the dog's owner, from voluntarily agreeing to have the dog humanely destroyed. The ordinance is effective immediately and applies to any dog that has previously killed a person. Fantastic. The Whites will now have to choose a different county or state to relocate them. They literally had left the house they were living at and went and got this, because I discussed this before. And they went to this house in Franklin with the whole intention of getting the dogs back that killed Jayden so that they can move the dogs out there. And now their plan has been foiled. That's fantastic. At least that's one good sign in a world full of, like, crazy dog nut stuff. So let's see. Assuming the Whites succeed in even getting their two dangerous pit bulls returned to them. It's fighting so hard for this child. Garner should pass the same type of safety ordinance to prevent any future attempts by owners of fatally attacking dogs, turning the tragic mauling death of a child into a narcissistic spectacle. Yes. Yes. Okay, so that's the update on that case. Really glad that we looked at that. We've got one from May 27th, 2021. Brothers mauled by dogs in Alpharetta. In another senseless dog attack in the Atlanta area, two brothers aged 6 and 8 were mauled by a neighbor's dangerous Rottweilers. The dogs had gotten out of the owner's yard, were on the loose, and snuck up on the boys as they were riding their bikes in the neighborhood. Thankfully, the boys were saved by neighbors and are recuperating in the hospital. As a sad side note, the neighbors who saved the boys frantically called to a man passing by as the boys were being mauled, and the passerby would not stop and help. I am not that kind of guy. Sorry. As an Atlanta lawyer who regularly handles dog attack victims, I think the worst attacks often involve 2 or more dogs that escape from their owner's yard and roam the neighborhood until they attack a helpless child. This seems to be a common scenario, at least to me. Yeah, these lawyers are some of the only other people that understand emergency room workers and insurance people. The boys were emergency transported to Children's Health Care of Atlanta, where they received about 300 stitches to treat the wounds they sustained. The boys were tore apart from head to toe. Despite heroic efforts by neighbors, the dogs could not be pried off the boys, and they almost killed them. In Georgia, there are animal control laws and ordinances in place so that these type of situations are less likely to occur. In this particular dog bite case, the dog's owner was cited for violating local ordinances, including having dogs at large and not having a valid county license for the dogs. In order to properly compensate victims of animal attacks caused by negligence of, mostly but not exclusively, dog owners, most homeowners' insurance policies cover dog bite liabilities, unless they are specifically excluded from coverage. In this case, there appears to be available homeowners insurance, which would indicate that the dog's owner was a homeowner and had valid insurance. The question here is, due to the extent of the boys' injuries, will there be enough insurance proceeds to adequately compensate them for their injuries? Not only is a dog attack physically punishing, the emotional toll is intense. is immense and sometimes can last a lifetime. In a case like this, the medical bills and other hard damages could exceed over 500 grand, and this does not include the other damages mentioned above, such as the pain and suffering, emotional damage, reduced ability to labor and work. These damages add up quickly, and that is what ultimately fuels the value of the case. So, great information from Atlanta Injury Lawyers blog. Definitely an interesting place. Let's see, I have the other. Yep, and I believe, let's back my camera. I believe that's it for the night. I wasn't going to do like a whole big long thing since I already did a couple videos, so I wanted to keep them smaller. But if you, like I said, interesting stuff. I'll put the links in the description. More serious stuff, obviously. If you want a good laugh, look at the hate mail. That was very funny. I'm still giggling about it. Just not right now, because who the hell can laugh when you're seeing this kind of stuff? It's despicable. I need to reach out to more of these lawyers. I've had a couple of the groups on Facebook and stuff sent to me with the lawyers running them, and they're some of the only people that, you know, are on the front line of this and have to deal with it and see. And like I said, emergency room workers, the home insurance people. I even seen a lovely lady commenting on one of the Facebook things earlier when someone was like, oh no, actually, like, you know, they're not even doing that with insurance anymore. And the woman's like, that is completely untrue. I work with home insurance. That is not true. And we're all like, we know, you know, but if they just say it enough, then they start to believe it. And then they just say it enough, and then other people start to believe them. And that's what they want to believe. When I was doing my conversation with Cooking with Dog Meat the other day, we were saying, like, people's fantasies, you know, are very fragile. And so as soon as you come at them with something like that, like they're over there snuggling their dog and sticking it around their kid, and being one of us to have enough balls to say something like, yo, that's really dangerous and you shouldn't do that. Did you hear about that child that was attacked last week, or the, you know, thousands of other attacks? And they're like, and they get really upset. You know, they have to protect Fluffy because you're destroying the fragile reality of which they live in, and that's really hard for people to deal with, okay? So it's not like this is easy to talk to people about. It's not easy information to deliver either. So if you notice, I like to kind of mix in like the comical stories here and there, and then go back to these serious topics, because if I were to just sit and do attack after attack after attack after attack, and trust me, I could, okay? Trust me, I could, and you guys know that. I would get so burnt out and so depressed from watching how many people get mauled and killed by these things. It is unreal, okay? So it's important to stay lighthearted and to relax, and really important. So I am about to start a new page of topic suggestions, so everybody, feel free to jump in whenever you'd like. Start sending in topic suggestions. I always welcome them. I love having your guys' stories and being able to make you guys part of what we're doing here. I constantly say we and stuff on the page is because this is a community and this is our page. I'm the one talking, right? But this is our page. It's you guys, it's me, it's the awareness, it's the victims, it's all of us. So this is a community for everyone. So we can keep getting the message out. So please don't be shy. I put the email in every description. Go find it. If you can't find it or you're just curious, just ask me in the comments. I don't mind putting it there. It's totally fine. I have a long day tomorrow. I'm off to the senior center. Got to set up the Meals on Wheels stuff for people, do all the phone calls and all the different stuff that I do there. And then I have like several jobs coming up. Thank you. It's about time. It's been stressful. William's doing much better with his head wound. I know a lot of you were concerned. He is fine and he'll be back at school tomorrow. See? You guys seen the video? Like, how well did I heal that up, huh? All at home and with nothing but cannabis and clove bud oil. I took clove bud oil, cannabis oil, and Neosporin and mixed them all together and just put my own head back together. And it took about 9 months to get where we are, but from far away, you can like barely see it, right? Yeah. All up in your shit. I'm such a dork. Anyways, guys, fuck Fluffy. Protect our children. Protect our children. I cannot be any clearer about that. Protect our children. I don't care if it makes you look like an asshole at a birthday party or whatever else. We all know it only takes a second for these things to spaz out and hurt somebody. Don't ever put your children out on the line or in danger to make someone else happy. Okay? Do what you gotta do, respect everybody's life, but just a little thing to say there. From the bottom of my dog hating heart, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your support. Much love. And if we get a little over 200 subscribers, I might start trying to do a live video here and there. I would like to know what the best time of day is for people to do that. You know, are we talking in the evening? You know, obviously it's most people are out of work, right? So let me know, and let me know in the comments. And until next time, much love. Take care of yourselves.